Hi, welcome back. It's your girl Brie Era, and I'm so happy to be here with you today. I would like to first and foremost thank our Heavenly Parents, Mother, Father, Source of Creation, for giving me this opportunity to be here with you today. I would like to do a quick angel guide oracle reading for the Geminis. This will be an angel guide oracle reading that helps to focus on your strength, heart, and guidance at this time. I would like to call on the Holy Spirit and my spirit team to please come to my side to help me deliver divine messages that is of the highest white light. Remember, these messages are general, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. All right, so let's just jump right into your angel guide oracle reading, Gemini, and see what your strength is at this time and what's in your favor in the current situation. This is for Gemini. What is Gemini's strength at this time and what's in their favor in the current situation? Gemini. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Spirit Team. This is for Gemini. What is Gemini's strength at this time? Gemini's strength at this time. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Spirit Team. Gemini's strength at this time. Gemini's strength at this time. Gemini's strength at this time. Ooh, we got two. Emerald tablet activation and third eye activation. Okay, I feel like it's all about knowing that you are capable, okay, and knowing the confidence, energizing yourself, knowing that confidence is a wonderful energy, okay. It truly is, and you are capable of achieving your goals in a timely manner, okay. It's all about making sure that you are allowing for yourself to reach personal issues and resolutions within your own life, okay? Excuse me. But it's all about knowing the divine alchemy that supports your life, the divine alchemy that truly does support your life. And I feel like, we have to find a better way. I'm not necessarily saying you have to find a better way. I just like to use we and us. So just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But we have to find a better way to deal with vengeful energies, okay? Because I feel like the negative attachment to the vengeful acts, comes back in full circle, and I don't understand what's the end game, when when you cause harm, it's eventually going to come back around. So that's, in my mind and how I look at things, that's why we're not truly evolving. That's why we're not truly growing in the right manner, Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. That's why justice isn't truly being gained, because of the vengeful acts, the being led astray type of energy, the energy that is actually, whether you want to believe it or not, but if you think and you sit and you meditate on something that you're going to be able to affect someone's life negatively, or even affect someone's life positively, the energy that is put into that gives off a ripple effect, that gives off of waves of energy. So if you are attracting energies towards you, or now you sat in meditation for hours and hours trying to do, let's just say, root work, or some type of negative, dark magic, because how we speak and how we think is a form of magic. So it could be dark or it could be light, but it's based on the individual and the situation. So if you do that and then you go out and you interact with people after, even if your target is this person or this group or whatever, it's affected in your surroundings. Though it's affected with how you show up in life as an individual. So you have to be careful with that. And I feel like figuring out a way to minimize that energy is going to be the best way forward. And I get it. Change does not happen overnight, but the more we pinpoint what is actually causing certain things to not be delightful, we are able to make them more delightful by moving and maneuvering and separating from signatures that only brings past traumas to the present. Okay, you have to be consistent and think about what you truly want, making sure that you are using discernment, making sure that you do gain spiritual enlightenment before making certain decisions and choices. But this is a time for you to decide based on your heart's desires, truly. And that is your strength. Clear seeing all of it for what it is, and you should be proud of yourself because you have been being fair. you know you have been working in harmony, not only with yourself, because you can beat up on yourself. You can be all over the place, but not only working in harmony with yourself but others as well. So it's all about changing how you see things, what makes sense, but not losing sight of what's the end goal here. What do we really want to see and achieve? And doing things in that way. Improvements really do require persistence, okay? What's the blessings that Gemini carry in their heart? Ancestral realm, okay? I feel like it's all about respecting boundaries, truly respecting boundaries and releasing from ways of seeing things that isn't truly, it's not that they're wrong or that they are right, but is it helping? Are you uplifting? Are you, and I know it's not all about that, but what is the balance between spirituality and practicality? And that needs to be what's focused on. Like, not everything is going to be left and not everything is going to be right, but finding that comfortable middle is what the end goal should be. It just really should be. So it's like, how do you do that? But it first starts with this ability to gracefully dance with life, because life is forever changing. So even though you set these goals now, maybe in a year or a month or a week or tomorrow, it kind of fades into the background, and then it's brought back up, and then it's like, no, I never lost that. It's just life be lifing. Life be lifing. So let's just change and continue to put out the positive waves of hope and grace and mercy and forgiveness that truly will affect everyone you encounter. Everyone that you have the luxury of getting to know or coming into contact with. because you can truly be alone. You know, there's a lot of people that is isolated and locked down and have to be all by themselves, that even though they're probably very positive within their situation, they still have no one to share that with. They still have no one to actually be able to hug and, you know, let them know that I get where you're coming from and you are truly loved and understood. So some people don't have that. So it's a luxury when you're able to get out of your home and, you know, go to work and meet people and, you know, be around other energies that isn't just your own. That's a luxury in itself. And it should be appreciated, because although you're probably not free because you feel bound to life, but you are free, and you should appreciate all the things that comes with being free of the mind. You know, I can't dwell over the fact that, you know, oh, this is just some, you know, we're being overtaken and we're doing this and we're doing that. And it's like, you know, I would rather just focus on being a good person, you know, than to try to figure out what isn't working, because, or what is working behind the scenes of what we see that isn't working, you know. I'll try to fix what we see isn't working than to try to fix things that is behind the scenes that we know truly isn't working, even though the control is heavy. Oh yeah, it's heavy. It's heavy, but it's like that. It only is as heavy as the people will allow it to be, and that's why it's keep them doped up and keep them distracted and keep them like this, because you don't want there to seem like there's hope to individuals that is level-minded and clear seeing. What's the guidance for Gemini? Stargate Heart. Okay. It's all about unlocking that generosity, the equality, you know, showing the world the real you. Knowing that, you know, we all have our way of doing, seeing, and being, and addictions is real, you know, they are. And I feel like, just think about the things that you are trying so hard to cover up, you know, and how is it beneficial? Deal with the emotions and truly process and heal and release them from your energy, okay? Celebrate the beauty that unfolds from a place of releasing grudges and pent up energies and negative forces that continuously try to make it seem like nothing is your will but how we do and how they do, and you know, there's God and then there's Allah and there's Jah, and it's all, it's like, why can't it just be us loving on one another, knowing that we come from infinite love and potential. We are truly walking on something that truly comes from having to love it, you know, having to see it for what it is. Do you think that they will invest so heavily in the human race if they didn't truly love the fact that we are the human race? Like, ooh, like nice shiny human race. Let me stop, because sometimes I just, you know, I'd be like, everyone just seems to be afraid of the unknown, and I just don't really get why. And then I see that, you know, not everyone benefits from having to do things in a better way. Like it's like not everyone benefits from that, so then so much is caused to try to stop the movement and the progression of what is a better way for the time we're living in. Yeah, we can continue to just bring everyone down and be sad and mad and depressed, but there's a better way. And you know, Hopefully we continue to work towards that better way. What's this Emerald Tablet activation with third eye activation here? Like there's just a win-win outcome though. So, you know, pay attention, listen deeply, use discernment, okay? What's this Emerald Tablet activation with third eye activation? Oh wow, all these just flipped over. There's just 3, but 7 of Pentacles with the 6 of Swords and the Queen of Swords, okay? And I feel like that is important that you, continue to move forward, knowing that, you know, you do truly have seeds well planted, okay? You really do. And I feel like they are really great investments. So don't have any anxiety about how things are moving forward or how things are progressing, because I feel like, you know, your hard work is truly paying off. Continue to find better ways to deal with vengeful energies, or, you know, needing to have some type of vengeful act towards things that may be a secret temptation to begin with, you know. Maybe it's not even true to begin with, so you want to be careful not to inflict any pain and sorrow to anyone based off of you not being able to have that balance between spirituality and practicality. I feel like no two lives are the same. So you continue to be brave and you stand tall, you move forward, you be honest, have integrity with what you are doing, what you are saying. Confidence, confidence. You have to continue to remind yourself that I am confident and capable. I am confident and capable. That's the mantra. Why the 6 of Swords with the 7 of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords? With the World, because I feel like there's just a end to the pessimistic attitudes, and you know, there's assured success when it comes to that. Okay, I feel like continue to pull yourself up, even if things don't seem like they're moving in the right direction at this moment. Do not give up. Gracefully continue to end out things that needs to be released, that karmic release that needs to be released. Maybe take a flight or something, you know. Act with care. But if you feel like, and it does come from, you know, a lot of shadow work, you know, that's why it's like nothing changes overnight. You continue to grow as the individual, the leader, the teacher, the mother, the father, you know, that's really going to set the tone. It's really going to set the tone for better for everyone, so that this new age isn't completely in ruins, you know. It's just how I see it. Slow and steady will continue to win your race, okay? Or win your race. Just continue to be consistent. Take action when you need to, and pay attention to the routines that are inconsistent. And does it serve you on a daily basis to do certain things and to say certain things and to be in certain places? That's the things that you have to question for yourself. So it's time for you to decide. What's this ancestral realm? The Five of Swords. Yeah, it's time to release, okay? Healing the lineage, boundaries. Don't continue to think that you know something. Like, I feel like the stereotypes have to be kept at the door about whatever the situation may be. It's like we need to look at life and our life from a child's point of view in order to truly live and grow. Not saying to be naive in any way, but when you are stepping into something new, you don't go bringing the judgments of things that probably have nothing to do with that situation. Like, nothing. It has nothing to do with it. So how could I bring all this pain and baggage into something new, or into a new perspective, a new outlook? Like, it's either we're there or we're not. It's either we figured it out or we didn't. And if we're still having these lingering thoughts and feelings and emotions attached to something that you are saying that you moved away from, then there's a serious problem there. And that's why justice isn't being gained in the way that everyone desires. Why the Five of Swords? With the Nine of Wands and the Four of Swords. Yeah. It's like you have to, like, but this is like some uncompromising energy though. But, be efficient with what you do and how you do it, and continue to grow. Don't allow for yourself to give up though. Adversity only makes you stronger, okay? The obstacles are just what they are. So you continue to be positive. See the possibilities for what they are, including the delays and all that stuff, Nothing is set in stone, and that's okay. Life is life. It brings strength. Yeah, but that's why you have to respect everyone's boundaries. Like, there should be no enemies, even when you are releasing. That's why I'm like, people do understand where they messed up, and that's why some of us have to retreat to recharge, because the behavior, like, let's just say, and I can't even give an example without, like, trying to make it seem like things are okay. That isn't okay, but it is okay. The energy you put out is the energy that you will receive back. So if you've been putting out energy of hurting people and backstabbing people and manipulating people and all sorts of things, and then people have truly gone to the other side, just be here with me, and it's like, you can't be in any energy of fear, or feeling like, something bad is going to happen, because you are releasing people that put that energy out there. It's like, that is just what it is. It's like, how do we move forward? And some people act like they just do not know what the word no means. It's like, oh, okay. And that's just what it is. But I feel like, don't be in any energy of feeling guilty, or feeling like you're always on guard, or you're waiting for some type of you know some type of bad news to come in or something. Because at the end of the day, it's like, what you put out, you will receive. So if you've been putting out positive things and you've been trying your best, it's like, even if something bad does happen, it is what it is. Eventually, things will, and I know it's like, but eventually it will. You just have to know who you are. You have to use your discernment, okay? And make sure that you are just truly detached from the things that don't allow for you to be compassionate and use your wisdom for the betterment of yourself and others, okay? What's this Stargate heart here? With the higher friend, okay? I feel like you need to continue to open your heart and open your mind, okay? Truly. I feel like there's good understanding, so make sure that you continue to inspire and be inspired. And I feel like, yeah, someone takes that for granted that, you do show the real you. And they see that as some type of being over kind energy, like a weakness. But I feel like maybe in some ways, you are a little bit more vulnerable than, you know, you need to be, I guess. But at the same time, nothing bad could come from you being an honest and upfront person. Nothing could, you can't bring any shame to just doing things that better yourself and others. Like, no matter how you try to flip it, twist it. Now, if you behind the scenes hurting people and doing all sorts of stuff, that's a whole different story. But, you know, hey, that's what I said. We all got some stuff going on. And, what are you doing? What is the freak? Yeah, and that's what it continues to boil. What is the frequency? Like, I promise you, it doesn't lie. It's like, even if you're sad, but you are uplifting and we can mask it, but you only can mask it to a certain degree to where you see that something is really wrong here. This is really not okay. Okay, it's like you only can mask that for so long, the hatred that you truly have towards someone or a group of people or a whole community. It's like you only can do that for so long. So that's why it's like, don't worry about the behind the scenes of whoa and like, man, that's why we need to focus on what we can see. Because don't tell me that we can see horrible things, but behind the scenes you are making things right, or we can see great things and behind the scenes things are terrible. Let it be balanced. Be honest, be upfront about who you are and what you are trying to achieve. And if it's something negative, it will be dealt with in the correct manner. What's this higher friend? With the Sun, the Empress, and the Ten of Cups, okay? So you got to stay focused on nurturing, caring, unlocking your hearts. Okay? What is your complete happiness? Knowing that confidence is a wonderful energy, okay? It truly is. You have to continue to energize yourself, okay? You have to continue to energize yourself. You don't need to rely on external things to give you that confidence boost. You don't need to do that. You are that, okay? So continue to be happy about overcoming certain, challenges, overcoming this need to be right, this need to have vengeful energies that make you just show up in certain type of ways that I don't feel like it's truly you. All right, Gemini, I'm going to let you go though, okay? I really do hope something resonated with you. Yeah, continue to be content with where you are and who you are, okay? Don't doubt something, and don't be ignorant towards something, especially if you don't truly know, you know. Just live life and be graceful and figure out what's the real goal here. What's the real end game? Like, what do we really need to start to will our power to be when it comes to being direct with what is causing problems? You know, what is truly causing problems have to be to it has to be released from our energy truly. And it's like, okay, and it's not in no vengeful energy. It's what needs to be. And that's just the judgment that is being called. All right, Gemini. Remember, these messages are general, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I am sending you peace, love, and light, and until next time.